All right, so our next speaker that's going to be coming on is a very familiar face that you guys probably already know if you're in the DashClicks community. This man is going to come on and show you how he does email outreach, how he automates the outbound emails, how he automates the follow-up, and literally just wakes up every morning with leads getting ready to actually be scheduled on his calendar. Would you guys like to know how he does that? Can you drop a number 3 in the chat if that's something that you guys want to know? All right, guys, let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Angel Pichardo himself. What's going on, Angel?
What's going on, guys? I am super excited to be here. I am super pumped to see all these amazing individuals inside of this agency accelerator. I created this presentation specifically for you guys to deliver massive amount of value, and also so you guys can literally take action literally right after my presentation. So if you guys want to start seeing conversations get started, if you want to start seeing leads coming into your pipeline, if you want to start making some sales, some money,
yes,
this presentation is for you. So drop a 333 if you're excited for this, because I'm excited.
Let's go, baby. 333 in the chat. Let's go.
Right into this.
Guys, we went over this at the beginning. We went over this at the beginning. We need to make sure that you guys are pumped up. Let's go. Angel's about to show you guys how he literally automates everything for outbound emails. Angel, without further ado, brother, I'm going to let you take it away. I'll be back after your presentation.
Awesome, guys. So I just want to confirm with everybody that you guys can see my screen. Can you guys all see my screen? Beautiful. So let's get started right away. So this is called the leak-proof email setup. How to send emails to the masses where it lands in their inbox every single time, and we make sure that they can actually read it. Who's excited for this? Drop a 222 and I will drop the fire right now. And once again, I said this is an agency accelerator special that I created just for you guys so you could start making some money in the bank. All right, so real quick, I just kind of want to provide some frameworks here. What is a marketing agency, right? So it's really simple if you break it down like this. It's it's prospecting, sales, and fulfillment. Can everybody agree with me? Drop a 111 if you guys can agree. That's really what a marketing agency is, right? So this training will actually be geared towards the framework to start enough conversations to topple the first domino, because without the first domino toppling, why are we even focusing on sales? Why are we even focusing on fulfillment? Because without conversations, we can't sell anything, right? We can't make any money. So the main idea of this is going to be starting conversations, getting people to raise their hand so you can actually have the opportunity to sell what you want to sell, whether it's a product or a service, so that you can start actually making some money. So let's jump right into it. So I really want to just give a basic idea of what leverage is and understanding what it is. So there's really two types of leverage. You have money and time. When you're starting out, you probably don't have much money, but you have a ton of time, right? When you graduate from maxing out your time with high leverage activities like sales, at that point, you should have enough money to start buying back your time with a team. Right? The goal is to do this in order so you have enough money to replace yourself and buy back your time that you had to invest to make the money, right? So ideally, it's investing the time initially, right, to make the money, and then we turn around and buy back our time by then building a team. So building a team is essential because without a team, it's impossible to scale to the masses. If you're just starting out, you want to start with the end in mind and learn the skill sets with the intention to teach others, okay? We learn things to implement. We have to change that perspective. We need to learn to teach, because ideally, we're not going to be doing this forever unless you want to work at a 9 to 5 and be paid like a high paid freelancer, which is not the reason why we started a business in the first place. So by others, I mean your team, right? The team that will replace you with the systems that you create, right? That you create. Let me stop right there. You create. No leader leads anybody unless they've done it themselves, right? If you're going to go hire a janitor, right, but you're too timid to clean the garbage yourself, how do you expect someone else to be motivated to do the work for you, right? If you're not going to want to do it, they're not going to want to do it. So you want to make sure that you're doing it first, you're implementing it first, so that you can show them how it's done, document your system, and then you're going to show them the way so that they're motivated to get the same results that you got, right? A leader can only be followed when they have actually done the work themselves. No follower listens to a leader who has not done the work themselves. This is why you first build the skill sets yourself, then and only then do you document and delegate your proof of concept to others for them to be motivated to implement. The key takeaway here is anything you do more than once that works, document it, okay? The goal is for you to completely remove yourself from every aspect of your business so you can buy back your time and have the freedom that you want, which is why you started the business in the first place. Can everybody agree with me? Drop a 333 if you agree with what I just mentioned here, right? Beautiful. So why do we start with organic first? Well, everyone here on this presentation, I know they're on different levels. Some of you guys are 6 figures, 7 figures, but a lot of you are also just starting out where you have a lot of time and very little money. So you have to, build up that momentum. So there are many strategies you can run in supplementation to the strategy I'm about to teach you to further increase the number of conversations you are starting to create awareness for your product or service, okay? What I'm about to teach you guys here isn't the only strategy you guys should run. You guys should do this in supplementation too. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, cold calling, right? These are all just used as the vehicle, okay? Vehicle to carry and deliver your message to your ideal target market. Drop a 111 if you agree, right? Because if you're putting all the marbles in one basket, it's just not a good way to run a business, right? The great thing about this organic approach is that there's very little to no risk investment to test, iterate, optimize, tweak, change, or even switch up your offer and message, okay? It puts you in the driver's seat and allows you to control the outflow, right? That will create an awareness of your message. The consequence of carrying on these daily rituals will produce a domino effect, building massive momentum intentionally in your business, okay? We want to build initial cash flow to give the leverage or money in the bank, right, for paid ads, office space, software tools, and staff, okay? If you can't get clients from organic strategies, using paid ads will not solve the problem, but only amplify it. Drop a 222 if you guys agree. Drop a 222 and we'll keep it moving. Awesome, guys. So let's begin. What are we going to cover? So, the first thing you want to do is pick an industry, pick a niche, right? If you're chasing 2 rabbits, you're not going to catch any. So you want to just stick to one niche in the beginning, right? Just pick one that you're good with, pick one that you understand, and then stick to it for at least 30 days. Now, the next thing is you want to choose an offer, okay? Without an offer, you won't have a message. You won't have something to deliver, okay? And we'll go over that here later in the training. You want to send off new emails daily or have your team do this. If you're on a one-man band, you do this daily because you have a lot of time, right? If you have the leverage, because maybe you work a part-time job or whatever it is, you still kind of want to do it yourself, but then right away create a team to actually do this for you so you don't have to invest the time to send the emails and do that. But with this process, it's going to be super simple. So even if you did it, it would take you very, very little time, right? You want to respond to all positive replies and schedule a discovery call, AKA what we call a qualification call. That way we don't waste any of our time with someone who's not qualified, or have your team do this, okay? Then and only then after they're qualified, do we want to schedule the prospect into a demo, right? After the discovery call, that's when we're going to provide them a demo of our program, how it works, how we do it, and how they can get started if it's a good and a right fit for them. Does everyone agree with that? Drop a 111 if that is easy to understand. Beautiful, right? So what we're going to need for this is a couple essentials and a couple softwares. And mind you, this isn't going to cost you millions of dollars to get this started. You can literally get this started right away and start firing off emails by the end of today. And you're going to receive responses by tomorrow morning, right? Who's excited about that? Drop a 222 if you're excited to start seeing responses in your inbox starting tomorrow morning. Beautiful. So what you're going to need is a personal Gmail account. If you don't already have one, you should create one specifically for cold emailing, just because if something does happen and something, you do something wrong because you're just learning and something, and your email gets blocked, you're going to want to have what's called a burner email, where if anything happens to it, it's not a problem. You can just create a new one. You're going to need GMASS, which is a software that I've been using for years to do this, which will automate not only sending, but the follow-ups. And I'm going to show you how all that is set up here shortly. You're going to need SENDGRID, an SMTP server. This is how we are going to make sure that all emails land directly in their inbox and only in their inbox, right? Because all these softwares out there, right? I've tried so many different ones, and a lot of the times they land in the spam. Drop a 222 if you've used an email software and your recipients don't even receive the email because it lands in their spam or junk folder, okay? So with this integration, you'd be able to basically own the server, right? That's going to be sending the emails to make sure that they're landing directly in the inbox, okay? Also, you're going to need a list. Obviously, we need somebody to email, right? So I'm going to go over different ways to get lists. You know, you can either scrape your own list or you can purchase a list, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to need a cleaning and a verifying tool to make sure that all emails land into the inbox and not spam. That way, we're not sending emails to, you know, duplicate emails, and we're not sending to emails that are not, you know, verified and things like that, so that we don't get red flags raised for every time we send that. Someone asked if SENDGRID does work. Yes, it's made me hundreds and thousands of dollars just via email with this exact process that I'm about to show you. So it does work. And then you're going to need a branded email for your agency. So if most of you on this call, I hope, have already a website of some sort. And with that, you should have an email attached to that. So it should be like your name at yourmarketingagency.com. Drop a 222 if you have that. And this all makes sense so far. Let me know if I'm talking too fast, but I want to get through all of this so you guys can deliver and get the fire. Beautiful. So obviously Gmail account. This is how you create a Gmail. All you got to do is go to google.com and create a Gmail, right? This is an example of my Gmail account, angelpichardo022@gmail.com, right? And you're going to just use the framework, first and last name with a number, right? Because typically your first and last name is going to be already taken by some stranger that has your same name, right? So you just want to add a number to it so that you can, you know, make that account. And then you should already have your branded email, which should be your name at yourmarketingagency.com. And I'll explain to you why you need that here in a second once we go through this part. So this is GMASS. This is the secret sauce. This is what I use to actually send massive amount of emails. Not only that, but also for them to land in their inbox. And it works directly integrated with your Gmail account. No need for an additional software, all that crazy stuff. It's just not, you don't need all that stuff. It's, you know, you just reply to the positive replies, get on a call, and you make some money. So you create a GMASS account. You want to sign up for a premium account. That way you can actually send the auto follow-ups, which I'm going to show you how to set up. And that's basically it. So this is pretty straightforward. I've showed you which account you need to buy, and boom. Can everybody here afford $19.95 a month to make tons and thousands of dollars via email? Drop a 222 if this investment makes a lot of sense for you. Awesome. So let's keep it moving. So this is SENDGRID. For those who haven't used SENDGRID, it might be because you haven't used it appropriately or the right way. I've been using it for a very, very, very long time. And like I said, I haven't even had to change the account that I've used because I've been, you know, 100% across the board following all guidelines. And that's the reason why I've never had to create a second or third account, right? Because if you do it right, you will get the results that you're looking for without getting blocked. So you get SENDGRID. You can sign up for the essential account, $14.95 a month, in order to send over 100 emails per day. Drop a 222 if you guys can afford $14.95 a month so that all the emails can actually land in your prospects' inbox. Drop a 222 if you can afford that. Beautiful. So here comes a list. So there's a couple ways to getting a list. A lot of you guys are like, well, how do I generate leads, or how do I get lists, or blah, blah, blah. Well, one, you can hire a virtual assistant. It's as simple as going up to Upwork, and you can literally type in, I need a data scraper, or a data management, or a data miner, and I'm looking to scrape, you know, X type of niche in these areas. Post the job, and then within a few hours, you're going to have a ton of requests of people from all over the world applying for your job to actually scrape the list for you. Now, once again, if you don't have a lot of money, you want to kind of use these other methods because you are going to have to invest into paying for their time. If you don't have a lot of money, you want to kind of work with what you got, right? So you want to purchase a city, state, niche targeted list on Fiverr. You could do that on Fiverr. You could just type in data scraping and you'll see that there. Or you can just subscribe to a scraper tool like D7, type in the niche, and you'll get a ton of emails, okay? Pretty straightforward. You're gonna need an email cleaner for this and a verifier. These are the ones that I've been using for a very long time. To access the email list cleaner, you can just go to the bit.ly link down here, --cleaner. And the verifier tool that I use that has worked over all the other tools is Blaze Verify is the one. It's my go-to, it's my secret sauce. And this literally will take a list of, let's say, 200 scraped emails and only pop out the other end the ones that you truly want to send an email to, because those are verified and ready to actually receive in that inbox of the recipient. Okay, this is the leak-proof email setup. Okay, so this is the secret sauce. Without this, you're going to get a lot of no replies, and you're going to get a lot of people who don't take your first email seriously. Okay, so what you want to do is in GMASS, you're going to know how to set this up. If you could just if you go to GMASS plus SMTP setup, you'll find an amazing article on how to set this up and integrate all of this so you can get started and up and running very soon. But what you're going to do is you're going to want to set up after 2 days of you sending the initial email, which you'd be able to set this up in GMASS, of no reply. So if you send out an email after 2 days of no reply, you're going to send an email like this. It's going to say, hello again. I'm writing to follow up on my email. I didn't hear back from anyone on the team. And that's it. No need to re-inform them of what you emailed them about. It's just a very simple email, like a touch base email to make sure like, hey, I'm serious. Are you? Kind of thing, right? Now, what you want to do is also send an email after 5 days of no reply after the second email, because people are busy, right? Especially during the coronavirus. If everyone's out shopping for toilet paper, they're really not focused on growing their business, right? So we want to just give them an extra and additional chance to actually receive the email and actually give us a reply. So the last email, and this is the power of this last email, is it gives them the FOMO effect. I know a lot of guys have been teaching a lot of psychology and all this stuff. Well, if you guys have ever heard of the FOMO, the fear of missing out, this is what that last email does, which is where you would see the majority of your replies. So don't get disencouraged when they don't reply back to your first email. Wait till the 5th day, and then that's when you'll see the majority of your replies, because people will not want to miss out. So it's going to say something like this: hi, just checking in one last time, just in case it fell through the cracks. If I don't hear from you, I'll assume you are happy with X. Whether it's you're sending an email about building them a website, whether you're sending them an email about generating them more patients, whether it's sending them an email about generating them more customers, right? You're going to say, I'll assume you're happy with how your business is doing, or I will assume you're happy with the amount of patients you're currently generating per month, right? So it's the fear of missing out. It's like, man, if I don't reply back to this guy, I'm sure he's going to just send a message to my competitor, and then he's going to get all the business. So that's why that 5th email is very, very crucial. Without it, you are not going to get the amount of replies that you're looking for. Now, I always send emails between 8 and 9 a.m. because that's before people are going to work. And if you're going to send emails in the afternoon, which I don't suggest to, because the reason I like in the morning is because you can actually schedule a strategy session or a qualification call that same day. And that's the goal. They reply, try to get on a call, or your team on a call with that person ASAP. Okay. You want to set your uploading more than 100, set speed if you're uploading more than 100 emails at a time in the to field. And then you're going to want to toggle on pause between emails so it doesn't fire them all off at the same exact time. And then under advanced, you're going to want to send it as a new message. And the power of this, guys, is that it actually sends out an email individually to each and every email you add in the to field. So literally you get, it's a one-to-one email sending kind of thing. So rather than, attaching a bunch of emails to one kind of email, it's literally sending individual emails, which is also the reason why they also land in their inbox. Okay, so at the end of the day, yes, you have to warm up your email. If you haven't yet warmed it up, you can subscribe to, different forums and different things like that. Also, you can have a conversation with yourself back and forth. You really don't have to do a lot. And as well as you want to, start small and then start gradually improving how many emails you send per day. But if you do this the right way, you shouldn't have an issue, getting blocked or any of that stuff. So you guys should be good. So here's a little bonus I want to give to you guys. I know you guys, this is a framework, by the way. So if you guys, take this, apply it to your industry, but also add your own little flavor to it. Okay. The subject is, what's their highest desired client? I know most of you guys are marketing agencies. So I'm tailoring this to you. So let's say you're going after a dentist. It would be, more dental implant clients, or just dental implant clients as the subject line, right? Body. I am looking for a credible dentist in the city, Miami, for example, in Miami area to work with, who has the capacity to handle more dental implant clients or patients, right? You want to speak to them in tribal language. If you're speaking to a dentist, you want to speak to them in tribal language. Don't call patients clients, because they're just not they're going to know that you're an amateur, right? So the CTA to reply is, if you have the capacity to handle additional dental implant patients, reply with your best contact number and I will provide you all the details over a quick call. The goal is to get them to respond, not to have a conversation, okay, on this email back and forth, because that's the reason you guys burn out, a lot of deals, because rather than having this back and forth conversation without building trust, without them seeing you in person or having someone to talk to over the phone, okay, you're not going to get them on a call because you're literally solving their problem over email and there's no reason for them to even jump on a call in the first place, okay? But you need to give them a disqualifier because you're going to sometimes hit an email that may not be a dentist. So you want to have this, and this is just to legally send cold emails. You want to have some type of unsubscribe option, whether it's a button or a message that they have to reply so you can take them off your list. Great thing about GMASS is if they reply, they get automatically removed off of the follow-up campaign, so you don't have to worry about doing that yourself. But the disqualify and unsubscribe option is, if I somehow reach the wrong email, reply with a no, and I will update my contact list, and you will never hear from me again. Thanks, Angel. Now, one thing to take note is people don't have the time, especially for fluff. They like straight to the point approaches. The more fluff you add, the less credibility you have over others. Too many people send essays to strangers and they get automatically deleted, or prospects will react and reply with a very negative reply. Keep it straight to the point and simple, okay? Now, email limitations. I know somebody asked about how many emails. Well, you can send mass email campaigns with 10,000 emails with Gmail and GMASS. Now, with GMASS will distribute the emails over multiple days automatically based on your Gmail account sending limits. If you have a regular Gmail account, which is what I recommended to create, you can send up to 500 emails per rolling 24 hours. If you have a G Suite account, someone mentioned about a G Suite account, you can send up to 2,000 emails per rolling 24 hours. Now, mind you, if you send it through, a branded email initially, all of a sudden, the perspective that they have is that they're being sold. Rather than selling them and sending an email from a personal Gmail, it sounds like you physically pulled out your phone, sent them an email, and literally, you're just reaching out to them personally to see if they have, the capacity to handle more clients or patients or whatever it is. Now, for example, if you add 2,000 addresses to the to field and you're sending from a regular Gmail account, when you hit the GMASS button, 500 emails will send immediately, another 500 will send 24 hours from then, another 548 hours from then, and a final 572 hours from then. So you can literally set this up where you can upload a whole ton of emails, set a speed, and you don't even have to touch it over a long period of time. If you want to send over the 500 emails back and forth in a rolling 24 hours, you want to upgrade your personal Gmail account to a G Suite in order to increase your rolling 24-hour period sending limits to 2,000. Drop a 222 if I'm talking too fast, but I need to get through this this presentation. If you guys are seeing value, drop a 333 in the chat and I'll keep it moving. Beautiful. All right, best practices. You want to send all messages from the same IP address. If you send from multiple IP addresses, use different IP addresses for different types of messages. So for example, if you use one IP address for sending account notifications and a different IP address for sending promotional messages, right? So you don't want to send cold messages from the same IP address that you're sending, your auto follow-up campaigns for your marketing agency, if you're going to split that up, right? But if you send it all from the same IP, you shouldn't have an issue, all right? You always want to give users a way to unsubscribe, which I just showed you how to do that, to make unsubscribing easy. Letting users opt out of your messages can improve messages open rates, click-through rates, and sending efficiency. Message subject should be relevant and not misleading. Sender information should be clear and visible, and start with a low sending volume, starting about 50 to 100 emails, then slowly increase the volume over time. As you increase the sending volume, regularly monitor the sending rate and any responses you get. Regular monitoring lets you turn down the sending volume when the sending rate is limited or when you start seeing errors. Now, this is very important to take in mind, guys. You shouldn't implement this strategy if you're a one-man team with the intention to send 10,000 emails in one day. If you're the one doing all the calls, if you're the one doing all the sales, if you're the one doing everything, at most you want to send maybe, 250, 300 emails per day, because with this strategy, you will get enough replies to have enough conversations so you can start getting some money in the bank, so you can then start hiring a team, and then you can scale this baby to the moon to over 7 figures plus. Okay, but you want to start slow. Take in mind what your capacity is, your own capacity, before scaling to the masses and then burning out on a bunch of conversations because you have no time to actually even reach out and have a conversation, because you're literally just going to warm them up for your competitor. Okay. Now, Important. Increasing the sending volume too quickly can result in delivery problems. These factors affect how quickly you can increase sending volumes, the amount of emails sent. The more emails you send, the more slowly you should increase sending volumes. The frequency of sent email, you can increase the sending volume more quickly when you send daily instead of weekly. Recipient feedback about your messages. Make sure you send only to users who subscribe to your emails and give users an option to unsubscribe. In this case, this is when you're doing follow-up. If they didn't subscribe or reply back to your email, you shouldn't keep replying unless they said you can. Or if they said don't contact me anymore because you're kind of outreaching cold, that's when you want to completely remove them, because then you're breaking a rule by continuing to email after they said unsubscribe. So if you use G Suite or Gmail for sending, when you reach your sending limit, Google limits the message sending rate for that IP address. Pro tip, monitor responses so you can change sending rates as needed to stay within the limits, okay? I'm going to skip through this because I want to get through the rest of the stuff. This is basically understanding your errors that you're going to get, why messages are rejected. If you want, screenshot this. You can, you can take a look at it after. But I'm going to just read the bottom. To avoid losing your good reputation, we clean and verify the list and follow the guidelines in this training before sending, in order to avoid sending emails to addresses that are not active, causing Google to flag your account each time. Enough flags cause your reputation score to go down, and it will suffer, and you will most likely get blocked, and none of your emails will land in your prospect's inbox. You will then have to start the prospect over, okay? So recap, right? And here is the recap, right? If you want to make more #MIB, which is money in the bank, you need to get more clients, obviously, right? Drop a #MIB if you like money in the bank. First off, I need to kind of feel you guys out. Who likes money in the bank? All right, great. We're in the right place. If you want to get more clients, you need to generate more strategy sessions, right? Or qualification calls, right? This is what we call the prospect in pipeline, okay? If you want to generate more strategy sessions, right? More qualification calls, you need to have, or more strategy sessions, which is your demos, you need to have more discovery calls, which is your qualification calls. If you want to generate more qualification calls or discovery calls, you need to start more conversations. More conversations equals more money in the bank. Okay, can everybody agree with that? Drop a 222 if you agree with that more conversation starts more money in the bank. If you find someone who is broke, ask them how many conversations did they start in the last 7 days, and that will dictate how much money they will make. Okay, does everybody agree with that? Okay, now take massive keyword consistent, that's why it's bolded orange, action, and trust the process. Okay, the reason I say consistent is because some people will send emails today but not tomorrow because they receive replies. That's not going to grow your business. You need more conversations started every single day on multiple avenues, multiple streams, not just email. Cold calling, if you have a cold calling team, go get a call center if you don't like doing it, but before you do that, do it yourself. Another thing is, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of this stuff is means and vehicles to start conversation. You need to be doing this daily, especially if you have time, okay? If you have no money and if you got no money and you got no time, right? That means you're spending time on the wrong things. Can you guys still hear me? I think my headphones just disconnected. Can you guys still hear me okay? That's basically the presentation. I hope you guys got value out of this. I hope you guys take massive action. I hope you guys literally do as much as you possibly can after this presentation to start conversations, because without conversations, don't expect any money in the bank coming in anytime soon. And that's basically what I want to leave you with.
Let them know.
Can everybody still hear me? All right, let me stop. All right, cool.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Angel Pichardo. 300 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, did that help you out a little bit? Did that make sense of the whole mass emailing and how to send emails out and how to start actually generating revenue from emails? I know you guys are probably seeing some things that are consistent throughout this entire event, and that's like your list, the people, your messaging, your offers, right? All these things combined are what actually will help you escalate your business, right? So was that good? Angel, quick question. If somebody wants to follow you, where can they go?
You can find me on Facebook. Just type in Angel Pichardo. On Instagram, I'm Ask Pichardo. But I'm more open. You know, if you guys have any questions on how to do this, just shoot me a PM, and I'll go ahead and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Love it, brother. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for your time. Guys, really quickly, say Angel in the chat if you have got any value from this presentation. Angel in the chat. Let's go, people. Angel, I think they love you, man. I think you taught some people some stuff here.
I'm glad you guys got value. Just promise me, guys, everybody on this call, that you guys will take action, because a lot of you guys are watching but don't take action. So just take action and you will see how your life will start to change.
Yep. I love that, man. Angel, thank you so much for coming on with us. We appreciate all that you've done, man, and thank you so much for the awesome presentation. Killed it, brother. All right, what we're going to do, guys,